In this room, there are people who were part of the very first cohort ever. And there are people in this room who have just been part of the very last one that got started, and some who aren't starting until the fall. So it's a really interesting thing. But the very first Fuller Formation group happened in January of 2016.
I'm privileged to be part of 3 cohorts now at Covenant. It just so happened that a month into my job, I was asked to be part of this Texas cohort as a layperson / non-pastor. And so I was like, really, me? Are you sure? Are you sure? More than anything, what I've seen over these 3 iterations that I've been a part of is how joyful it has been for those of us on staff and who've been through this to see people's place affirmed, to see them affirmed as individuals in God's story, not only in their own life, in the covenant community, but in the greater world.
We really encountered Brian's work and started bringing it into our church and making this happen with the cohorts, and it has done just that. I'm going to give you 4 things that it's done for us. The first is we have a real passion that people make themselves known and can be known and can know others. Those are really important things for us, and each of the cohorts have allowed that to happen. The second one is to have a deeper understanding of ourselves, not just about Christ. In the context I work in, these people are all about Bible study. They've been studying the scriptures for years, going deeper. That's the kind of hallmark of the non-denominational church, right? It's all about the scripture, and oftentimes they don't know themselves at all. So this is a place where in safety they can begin to discover about themselves, their own gifting, who they are, what their background about, is a place where people can deal with knowing themselves well and going deeper, and oftentimes in the middle of their life. The third one is it gives a guided platform for rethinking and redeploying people in ministry. The last one's very obscure. There are a lot of micronutrients in the discipleship process that cannot be delivered through preaching or small groups. They have to be in a guided way delivered. Now you can take it down through every practice in the cohort because in general they're micronutrients. And they're delivered in such a way that people can begin to practice them, and when they do, that organic process gives a healthier, flourishing plant, if you will. There's the horticulturist in me. For me, I realized I could never deliver that through the preaching event. I just can't. And the reason is because conceptually it has to be experienced, not just taught. And so that's what we've gotten as we've gone through this process. And my hope is for our church to be a flourishing church, and we hope that it'll happen through those kind of things.
I'm really glad that I got to participate first in one of these groups before ever leading, because I got to just experience it all and go through it. And then when you're leading it, you're able to look back and know what that's like. And for me, the first retreat, I had these frustrated feelings of, what are we doing here? Why are we doing this? Are we accomplishing anything? And I was open with Brian about that all along. And he was just patient and would just be like, trust me, trust God. And so I, as a leader, I had to experience that. And then I see that in the people that we invite to be a part of these groups, and they come up with those same questions, and they're wrestling and learning. And we have to say, hey, just trust me and trust God, and just let's go with it. And that's been really helpful for me.
There is zero sense that we have done something great, or I have done anything good or great. But God seems to be inhabiting what happens when communities of people tell the truth about their heart and tell the truth about Jesus and engage the scriptures. That's been true in every generation since Jesus rose from the dead. And he's doing it again. And he's doing it in the context of local churches, local mission institutions.